Hello, and welcome to On the Patio with Mr. D and Bob. We're going to be doing a whole slew of reviews on products out here on the patio, and this is just to give you some information on these particular items, how they work, if they don't work, all that kind of stuff like that. And after each video, down in the comment block, you'll see a link to where the purchase was taking place. And also at the end, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. I'd really appreciate it. So sit back, enjoy. We'll see you in a couple minutes. Hello, and welcome to Paddling Places, Florida. Hey, today we're going to take a look at a comparison between two different paddles. The Aquabound with the posi-lock system on the furl versus the Werner Skagit FG. Now this is the Aquabound Manta Ray hybrid. Now it may be an apples and orange comparison because this particular paddle has a 104-inch surface versus a 96-inch surface. The reason I did that, guys, is when I'm working with my shorter 10.5 sport inflatable, this particular paddle had a tendency to fatigue me later on in the day because I'm moving so much water and I really didn't have to. So I'm going to take out the Werner Skagit FG today, and both of them have adjustable furl systems, and that's an absolute must with me. Mine is a 45 right, and one has the posi-lock system, and then the other one has their system, which is inside the handle. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go on out and we're going to do a test strictly with the Werner and see what the performance difference is, because I'm hoping that because it has a smaller face, that I won't be facing the fatigue at the end of the day like I used to. Well, we're out on Crooked River, guys, and we're testing out the paddle. And the one thing I noticed right away, when I'm in my inflatable, which is like 26 or 28 pounds, when I have the big Aquabound paddle, I tend to get blade flutter when I'm in the water. And I think it's because I'm moving so much volume with that 104-inch paddle face. Now, what I've noticed with the Skagit is that the paddling is a lot smoother. The entry into the water is I mean, you can't even hear it. Now, as you're watching on the side here, you can see how the paddle's going in, and it's really doing a good job. Now, I'm coming up on the beginning of Lake Louisa, and that's a pretty big lake out here. And when I take my hard kayak, which is my 12-foot tarpon, now that's 72 pounds plus all the gear and camera gear and all that stuff, I'm getting upwards of about 90 pounds. So when it's in the water, yeah, it does take a lot more effort to paddle that craft, where when I have the 26-pound sport, I don't need that big a paddle to get the same result, because it looks like, and I'm going to do a miles per hour test, but the one thing I noticed right away is that the paddle performs extremely well. And I went to REI to pick up this paddle in Winter Park, which is close to Orlando, Florida. And I know you're supposed to, when you pick the size of the paddle, you're supposed to look at the height of the paddler. Now I'm 5'5", and then you look at the beam, and this beam I think is 32, maybe 34. And I had always bought 240s, But when talking to their professional there at REI, he actually told me, he says, Dale, he said, what you should do is you should look at a 230. That 10 centimeter difference is going to mean a lot. And then we were talking about the FG versus the CF, carbon fiber versus fiberglass. And you know, there's such a price difference between the two. You got the FG here, which is the Skagit. The blade on the CF and everything else is identical except for one's carbon fiber with a carbon fiber, I think it's injected carbon fiber nylon blade versus the carbon fiber fiberglass mix. So I just could not justify in my own mind such a price difference. You know, looking at this is $130 all day long. And the Skagit CF, which is basically the exact same paddle except for construction material, is $275. Now, when I was looking at that, guys, I could buy 2 of these and it's an 8-ounce difference. That's all it is, 8 ounces. Now, I guess that would play if you're doing a marathon paddle, 12, 15, 20 miles, or doing a multi-day paddle. That 8-ounce difference may be an issue, but with me, I just couldn't justify it cost-wise. However, REI's got this really cool program. You go try it out first, then if you don't like it, you bring it back and then do your upgrade. So far, what I'm going to do is go all the way up Crooked River, which I've already done, and then I'm going to go all the way down it and then come back up again. And I'm real curious to see how this paddle performs. But so far, it's doing a really good job. So one of the things I've learned right away, using the new Skagit blade, it is effortless to put it in the water. With the Aquabound 104-inch Manta Ray hybrid, I found myself getting flutter in the sport, and a little bit of flutter on my hard kayak, which is a whole lot heavier boat. So I figured what I would do is test this system out, see if the Werner Skagit FG would work really well for my inflatables, and then use the Manta Ray hybrid when I'm in the hard kayak. I'm coming off Lake Susan now, and I'll be going back into Crooked River here in just a couple of minutes. But I wanted to give you a operational view of the paddle going through the water, and it's actually very nice. Here's the bottom line. It all comes down to what I always say. What are you going to use it for? I made an error when I bought the Aquabound Manta Ray hybrid, because I bought it for the ability to push more water for physical reasons, and I was working out with the sport, and that's why I bought it. But now that my paddling has changed quite a bit to do with paddling places Florida and doing stuff for advanced element kayaks and stuff like that, my paddling now has become more recreational, flat water based, and canals, rivers, and stuff like that. So I was actually getting wore out after like 10 miles or so using the Aquabound paddle. It was just too much water pushing, and I was wearing myself out. Now today, I don't have any fatigue at all using this paddle. So real pleased with that. So we're going to get on out of here, and we hope you enjoyed this video. We hope you enjoy the Paddling Places Florida series. If you like my video, hey, please subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one.